Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Vande Guru Paramparam. Today we are to start with the 13th verse in Kathopanishad, part 2, chapter 1, or part 4, whichever way you, chapter 4, whichever way you divide it. And we were looking at where this consciousness is, where this universal self is located, and it was told, Angushta Matra Purusho Madhya Atmani Tishtati Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya Natato Vijugupsate Etadvaitata. So it was told that this consciousness, this universal self, is located in the middle of the body of the person, and located there, situated there, it knows the past, present, and future, and as a result, it is the master of past, present, and future, and because this universal self is self-knowing, self-illuminating by nature, therefore it is not afraid, it is fearless, and therefore does not do anything to protect itself, because it is of the nature of light. Light does not protect itself from darkness. Similarly, this universal self, which is located within this body, last week we explained to you, the body means the Panchakoshas, and the different ways of looking at the heart, that also we told last week, and therefore etadvaitata na tato vijugupsate, it is not it does not want to protect the body, because it is self-knowing, and etadvaitata, this is that universal self, this is that Brahman. No. So who is being addressed? The student is being addressed. What is the student being told? That Angushta Matra, it is located in the middle of your, in the center of your body. Center, just as we say that from the central nervous system, all the various nerves move out into the body. So where is it? Just as we say there is nadi, there is a life. Where you will go and catch the life in this body? Will you catch the life? So there are again arguments. We are not going to get into that. Some people say that life is located in one place in the body. Some people say it is located all over the body. So similarly, the universal self, it cannot be only one position. It is everywhere. If there was only one position, then other positions get validity. But it is one without a second. And this all we saw in our last class. And in the same vein, the thought continues in the 13th verse. And here it is told, Angushtamatra Purushaha. Angushtamatra Purushaha. Jyotireva Dhumakaha. Jyotireva Dhumakaha. Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya. Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya. Sa evadya sa ushvaha. Sa evadya sa ushvaha. Etadvaitata. Etadvaitata. Together. Angushtamatra Purushaha. Jyotireva Dhumakaha. Ishano Bhuta Bhavyasya. Sa evadya sa ushvaha. Etadvaitata. So it said, Angushtamatra Purushaha Jyotihi Eva Adhumakaha. Adhumakaha, Dhuma is the Dhuma. Dhuma is smoke. Adhumaka without smoke. So this Angushtamatra Purushaha, this universal self, this Atma, which is in the center of your being, it is such a light which is without the smoke. It is such a fire which is a jyoti. Usually you have a lamp or you have a candle and you get what you call some smoke along with it, but here there is no smoke. Just like another example that comes to my mind is that just as the body moves around, there is a shadow. This light has got no shadow. This light has got no smoke. This light is devoid of darkness. And in this way, this supreme reality is located, lodged, pervading the mind, intellect, bodies, not one, all. All the variety is located in one. According to Vedanta, expression of consciousness through body is one event, so-called event. In that one Purusha, all the variety of past, present and future is imagined. Just like in one mind, all the people and beings in the dream are imagined, are projected. See, it's like that. So don't think only as a body. Expand. Think of yourself as that you and the universal self are one, not two. And in this way, some people say that this light is like a light of, like a flash of lightning, blinding one's eye as you are sitting in meditation. Many people experience that light. When we were studying in our ashram, at that time, we had one person, he was a gentleman, he was a colonel, and he studied 2 years with us, and he, before coming to the ashram, he experienced a light and he can't make that light go away. So what I'm no one to judge, but what I can say here is, it is not an objective experience. A flash comes and goes. He was at a traffic light, continuously green or continuously orange. Some people describe it as a steady flame without any too much flicker, and yet some other describe it as the light of the rising sun, and yet some other describe it as the coolness of the moon that you of the full moon that you experience. And this way, some say that it is like twinkling of stars. Therefore, we have this verse, na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. These things, even though they are mentioned in our mentioned by people, mentioned by yogis, and yes, these things do happen, but uh, not only the various types of light are experienced, so even sounds are experienced as we harness our energies, as we harness uh, 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 as we move away from our distractions and dissipations of energy, as we move away from the world, from the senses, from the variety in the mind to one focus. What is that universal self? What is that center within me from where all this knowledge or light or illumination, what is that because of which I am able to think, I am able to imagine, I am able to see, hear, touch, feel, taste? What is that? That is not one per sense or one per thought. It's me. I am the continuous one. I don't feel I am broken. So when we have harnessed all these energies and we come to move closer, the mind is coming closer and closer, surrendering to that unknowable yet knowable principle. Not only it expresses as all the experiences that we just told you, but also as various sounds. And there are many, if you can read different scriptures here, the topic in Upanishad is not to go delve into all that, but the beauty here is that it is the master of the past, present, and future. Here we'll continue reading with the bhashya. Angushta matraha purusho ज्योतिः इव अधूमकः अधूमकमिति युक्तं ज्योतिरिष्परत्वात्. It says this Angushta Matra Purusha, this universe, this Atmic self within the body, it is Dhuma Rahita. Dhuma Rahita Adhumakaha means it is without the smoke. It is like the light without a smoke, or it is like a lamp without a smoke, or flame without a smoke. And here it says that adhumakaha, it means adhumakaha yuktam jyotish paratvat, that it is like we have masculine, feminine, so we also have napusakling. Napusakling means neuter gender. So this adhumakaha is a neuter gender. It is not a he, it is not a she. Meaning here napusakling does not mean it is a mixture of both. It is transcendental to both. Therefore it is neutral, equanimous, transcendental in that sense. And therefore yastvevam lakshitaha yogibhirhridaya ishanaha bhutabhavyasya sa nityaha kutastho adyadanim प्राणिषु वर्तमानः स ऊष्वोऽपि वर्तिष्यते नान्यस्तत्समोऽन्यश्च जनिष्यत इति अर्थः. Here he says that it is so situated in the center of the yogis, in the middle of the bodies of the yogis, or in the center of the yogic beings or yogi beings, or those who are seekers in those beings, that So what is its location? What is its disposition? Its disposition is that it is the master of past, present and future. Means what? That it is unaffected by the past thoughts, present thoughts and the future thoughts. It doesn't. What does it mean that it is the master? Means it first is it can access past, present or future. Second, who can access past, present or future? He who is unentangled in past, present and future. One who knows he is the transcendental one. The one who gives zero value to the past, present and future. And therefore it is the constant one, it is the kutastha. Sah nityah kutastha adyadanim pranishu vartamanah. So, and it is present in the beings right now, in the present. Not self is not in the past, self is not in the future, self is vartamanah, here and now. Sa ushvopi vartishyate. And not only that it was before, that it is now, here and now, but also it will continue to be so in the future. And in this way, in other words, nanyah tat samah anyascha janishyata iti artha. Meaning that there is nothing else in this creation, anywhere in this creation that is similar to it. It is one, unique, one without a second. That's why this word comes. Ekameva dvitiya, nanasti kinchana. There is nothing like it, cannot be compared to anything, even though we gave you some examples before of the various lights and sounds, but all those things are in the mind. As the mind is coming closer and closer to its surrender, to its climax, when does this happen? These sounds come. For some people may experience it, some people may not experience it. Usually those people who are consciously doing asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, for them these type of experiences happen. Others may not experience it because it's a natural glide to be the self. So here it is told that other than it, there is no other person ever possible. We see human beings being born and dying and being born again, life coming into existence, life being maintained, life again going away. This person is not like that. It is not something which will come into existence and then go out of existence. Then what is it? It is that which was before, that which is now, and that which will continue to be. It is a continuous, it is the kutastha. The entire creation of names and forms and experiences comes and goes, but the kutastha, the substratum, it ever remains the same. So what is that within me? Who is knowing the waking dream to come and go, the past and future to come and go, the thoughts to come and go, the breath to come and go, the seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting to come and go, all the roles that you play in your life to come and go, heat, cold to come and go, hunger and thirst to come and go, sukha dukkha to come and go. Who is observing all this? That is the real you. Not the one who is identified with all these things that are coming and going. So Yamraj is challenging or guiding our Nachiketa to be that which is the constant one. How beautiful. Anena nayamastiti cha eka ityayam pakshah न्यायतो प्राप्तो अप्राप्तोपि स्ववचनेन श्रुत्वा प्रत्युक्तस्तथा क्षणभंगवादश्च it says that there is no one, anyone like anena nayam astiti, and one moment. So here an argument, an observation is made. Other than this, nothing else is anena nayam astiti cha eka ityam pakshah, and those who take the position of or take the side of logic. This is beyond logic, and therefore here it is told that pakshah nyayato apraptopi, so by logic it cannot be gained. Apraptopi nyayana swavachanena shrutya, and by the shrutis, that is the Upanishad, by its own words have done the khandan of the kshanikavad. Kshanikavad means that everything is momentary, and so that momentary existence has been what you said, has been neutralized by the position and the words which swavachanena shrutva, that the Upanishads have just used before, that it is what? It is that which is the master of past, present and future. Where is kshanikavad? Kshanika means momentary existence. What is momentary existence? So you can say the whole world is momentarily existing. Your breath is momentary. Your seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting is momentary. Your thoughts are momentary. Your waking, dream and deep sleep state is momentary, relatively speaking. Birth and death is momentary. Appearance and disappearance is momentary. Manifestation and unmanifestation is momentary. And when the nihilist philosophy, or Vyoma, those who propagate the philosophy of there is nothing, there is only absence, we counteract that with this by saying that this principle is that it is the Kutastha which knows the past, present and future, which means it is that one without a second, in whose presence all the momentariness is coming and going. See? And in this way, the Shruti, by its own words, is refuting that angle of approach which is given in the nihilist philosophy. And in this way, and this universal self, this Atman, when one approaches, when one surrenders, when one when it reveals to the one who is seeking it, even though it is always, but it reveals to the one, and in that revelation, You can't see anything else but it. And how big, how bright, or what is its scope of manifestation? It is infinite in nature. It is the light of all lights. And it is larger than all the space that you can imagine in this creation. It is pervading even that space, which from our relative standpoint seems to be infinite. It even pervades that. What? This conscious principle, this universal self. And in this way, and that is that Ishvara, that is that Paramatma, that is that Brahman. And when people come in its proximity, or when it reveals itself to the person, some people go mad. They lose their mind. And thereafter, such a person cannot desire anything in this world, just like when you wake up from the dream, you do not desire anything that you have left behind in the dream. In fact, you don't even put a second thought to what was there in that dream. Similarly, when this Angushta Matra, when we focus on that in our within ourselves, in the center of our being, and when we have refined ourselves, integrated ourselves, synchronized ourselves, and all the clutter has been removed, the light shines forth as if. This is just an example given here. And in that light, nothing else remains to be desired. Even this desire for the self is swallowed up by this constant principle, by this light of all lights. And in this way, just like your example is given by Shankaracharya, that not in this bhashya, but masters have given, and that just like an elephant, when it is on a rampage, and when he's running, if there is a hut in his way, how much time will it take for it to pass through the hut? It will just walk through it. That hut, which is made up of wooden trunks and thatched roof, etc., it just falls apart. Similarly, those who are invoking this energy, when this universal self reveals, it breaks the hut, meaning it breaks the hut called this body. Just people feel they are breaking up. They are unable to withstand the pain or the light or the energy that is flowing through their body and mind. They reel under it. And these are some of the mystical experiences that people go through in this journey. And but that does not mean that last week I was telling you, Ramakrishna Paramhans, he used to be given Roshagulla to keep him grounded. But even then, towards the end, this energy, it eventually swallowed him whole. And many people, when this energy starts flowing, when this consciousness starts flowing, and body is unable to, body is what? It is like, someone has explained, one master has explained, that imagine you are wearing a size, your size is 8 and you are wearing a size 7 shoe. And what will be your condition when you are wearing such a tight shoe and going around on the street? It will be such a funny walk, because you can't even put your foot straight. Exactly that way, this shoe of this body, it is who is walking in this shoe of the body? Infinite, not even one size or two size bigger. Infinite size of consciousness is functioning through this 5.5 feet, 75-80 kg weight. These are the dimensions of the body, and through this infinite consciousness starts flowing, what will be the state of this body? Everything will break open. Everything. So sometimes you see many masters towards their end in their life, they go through extreme illness like cancer, or many masters have gone through that and eventually succumb. And it's not that the disease is only expressing because that energy is pushing out all the negative, and that negative is only in the body level because body is unable to handle, because it is gross cannot handle the infinite consciousness. See, mind has surrendered. How can body surrender? The only way body can surrender is by being available for whatever this light does to it, for whatever this consciousness does to it. And in this way, everything about this Ishvara, everything about this infinite consciousness is mystical, is inexplicable, and one must meditate on him and him alone, and not think about the world and get distracted by the world. Don't live a dharmic life, live a disciplined life, live a life of integrity, live a life of synchronization. Let your thoughts and words and deeds match each other. Otherwise, when we live a life of unrighteousness, then this energy, this infinite consciousness starts getting dissipated, and one will never have the opportunity to experience that which is ever available to us. And when we live a life of unrighteousness, what is life of unrighteousness? Life of unrighteousness is when we live in the forgetfulness of this universal self. When we live in the forgetfulness of this Angushta Matra, Purusha. Why do you become irritated as a husband? Because you've forgotten you are a man. The moment you recognize you are a man, you will not take the husband very seriously. A trick, a knack to be at peace all the time. So same way, unrighteousness means here that adharmic way of living means when we live in the forgetfulness of this kutastha, the continuous principle, this conscious principle. And then what is our disposition? Then we have love and hate, hunger and thirst, joys and sorrows, heat and cold. We are at the mercy of the opposites and we pursue them. But when we are focused on this Angushta Matra as the universal self, then slowly all the faculty, energy, this light which is making us, making the thoughts available, which is making the convictions available, which is making the seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting available, which is making the whole world available. When we become available consciously to that infinite light, that universal self, that very moment the light starts, the dissipation starts withdrawing, the leakage stops. What do you do when your some pipe is leaking? You put a tape on it. See? Otherwise, if there are many holes in the pipe and you are holding the pipe, rare water, why water is not coming? Because there are 7 holes on the way. What is happening in those 7 holes? They are leaking away. Mooladhar is leaking away, Swadhisthana is leaking away, Manipur is leaking away, Anahat is leaking away, Vishuddhi is leaking away, Agya Chakra is leaking away. Everything is leaking. Sahasrara water is not reaching only. What do you do then? Then you don't have to fix Mooladhar. You don't have to fix any one of those. Then what do? You shift your attention to the center of your being, to the center of consciousness. Who is that in whose presence the waking, dream, deep sleep, the past, present, future, the knower, known, knowing, experiencer, experience, experiencing, all these three triads are going on. Who knows it? Be conscious of that. Immediately integrity will come. And in this manner, let not the opposites in life determine our actions. When opposites, heat, cold, hunger, thirst, joy, sorrows, likes, dislikes, honor, insult, when these become the motivating factors for our activity, then understand ego is functioning, individuality is functioning. But when these Shad Urmis or these opposites or duality is unable to initiate a response from us, then we have risen above it. There was a great master who was walking on the street and unaffected, unaware of what is going on around in the world. And like everywhere, the people, someone wanted to test him, this idiot, he's just walking around. Why is he walking around like this? People say he's a great man. What great man? He's walking around like a beggar. So he goes and kicks him from the back. This young fellow, or whichever fellow, he kicks him from the back. That great master, without a pause, without a break, he didn't even turn back and look who hit him. He continued walking. He kicked him again, continued walking. After some time, when he saw that this fellow did not even acknowledge the kick, suddenly the penny dropped for him. Immediately he ran in front of the master and fell at his feet. He says, "You are really great." He did not respond. He says, "I kicked you from the back once. You did not respond. Second time, still." And the master was surprised that you kicked me. I didn't even know. This is what happens. That we transcend all duality, all praise and insult, all victory and defeat. That is our true disposition. What victory and defeat, honor and insult in the dream, are you able to carry it here? Nothing. And we become so serious about this world, waking world. We want to continue to keep pulling it. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow I'm going to do that. See? So recognize it is not the ego which determines the actions. It is that universal person. He determines our actions. He is performing the actions. And whenever he performs the action, it is dharma. When we perform the action in his forgetfulness, it is adharma. It's that simple. अंगुष्ठमात्र पुरुषो ज्योतिरिव अधूमकः ईशानो भूतभव्यस्य स एवाद्य स उष्वः एतद्वै तत्. And in this manner, we move into the 14th verse, that how do we remove this bheda drishti? How do we remove the opposites? Yeah, opposites are caused because of because of incorrect vision, because of duality and dualism. So how do we see the one in spite of many? See? So how do we see unity in diversity? Because as much as you can't escape from the world, you can't escape from your mind. Escaping from the mind means sleep. Escaping from the mind means suicide. We don't want to escape from anything in this creation. So how, while living in this creation, do we create a disposition? We have already taught you what the disposition is. Be angushta matra purusha. What will be the result of such a disposition of seeing the unifying principle, the universal self, which is angushta matra, ever remaining focused on it, ever remaining aware of it, ever being it, in spite of all the diversity, in spite of all the multiplicity of the world. Towards that, the next two verses are there. And this one says, Yathodakam durge vrishtam, Yathodakam durge vrishtam, Parvateshu vidhavati, Parvateshu vidhavati, Evam dharman pruthak pashyan, Evam dharman pruthak pashyan, Tanevanuvidhavati, Tanevanuvidhavati. Together, Yathodakam durge vrishtam, Parvateshu vidhavati, Evam dharman pruthak pashyan, Stanevanuvidhavati. Example is taken, Yatha udakam durge vrishtam parvateshu vidhavati. When rain falls in high places, on the parvateshu, on the high mountains, then when it starts flowing down, it doesn't go down in one stream. There are hundreds of streams in all different directions that it is flowing down, isn't it? If you don't want to see a mountain, look at your own head when you are in shower. When the water falls on it, does it only come only over the ear or only over the nose? No, it comes here, it comes there, it comes there, it comes here. It splashes on the walls everywhere, hitting your head. So there is no one direction. It is going in all different directions. What is it called? It is called dissipation. In the same manner, evam dharman pruthak pashyan tanevanu vidhavati. In the same way that a person, when he sees the self as, how should I say, when he gives, okay, put it this way, in the same way, when the seeker, here we are talking about seeker, so in the same way, when the seeker gives validity to the variety of the self. What is the validity to the variety of self? That I am the self, you are so many selves, there is consciousness here, there is consciousness there, and therefore I am the consciousness, I am the higher consciousness, I am the teacher consciousness, I am teaching the student consciousness. All this drama, blah blah blah, goes on. And if a person continues to think in this way, that is, give validity to the variety of so-called different consciousnesses, then he becomes available to the variety. Then there is punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Then there is rebirth for this person. But in spite of going through this whole experience, if the seeker is, his attention is continuously on the angushta matra, is continuously on the constant principle, is continuously on the light that is illuminating everything inside outside, then he has transcended death, he has transcended rebirth. So if he keeps thinking about a consciousness expressing through a dear body, he will attain to dear body. If a man is continuously thinking of the opposite sex, life expressing through a female body, he will get the female body in the next life. If the woman is thinking about the male consciousness expressing through male body, that woman is not focused on the consciousness, she is focused on the body. Then she will get the male body next life. Nowadays, there is a fashion of having a dog in every house. So we are focused on, what is dog? Dog is nothing but consciousness expressing through the dog body. What are you focused upon? Are you focused upon the consciousness, or are you focused on the dog body and getting attached, infatuated, obsessed with that body rather than the consciousness that you are? Beware, beware. So here the verse goes, Yathodakam durge durgame desha uchrite vrishtam siktam parvateshu parvatavatsu nimna pradesheshu vidhavati vikirnam sadvinashyati evam dharman atmanaha bhinnan prithak pashyan prithak एव प्रतिशरीरं पश्यन्तानेव शरीरभेदानुवर्तिनो अनुधावति शरीरभेदमेव पृथक् पुनः पुनः प्रतिपद्यत इति अर्थः. Exactly what I just told you, but we will read it what he says. So, yathodakam, just as the water, durgame desha, at places which are at great heights, desha uchrite vrishtam siktam parvateshu, just as the water falling on the mountains, it keeps spreading in different directions. In the same way, vidhavati vikirnam sad vinashyati evam dharman atmanah bhinna pruthak pashyan pruthak. It goes on, and in the same way Dharma. Here dharma means the Atma. Here dharma means the self, the conscious self, the universal self, the light, the self-illuminating light. That is meaning here as dharman. Here he qualifies. Dharman means atmanaha, meaning self. And bhinna pruthak pruthak pashyan pruthak means he who sees the Atma as separate in different bodies. Eva pratishareeram. Pratishareeram sees one Atma in everybody. In one body, he sees one Atma. That he is alive, she is alive, dog is alive, cat is alive. Every person is having different Atma. पश्यन्तानेव शरीरभेदानुवर्तिनो अनुविधावति. In other words, such a person gives validity to the differences of body and forgets the common denominator. Sutre maniganeva. What is that which is expressing through the bodies? It is the consciousness. When we give importance to the various equipments in the house, this light, these down lights, the heater, the fridge, but we forget the electricity that is coming behind. Exactly the same way, when we forget the essence of because of which these equipments are functioning, all the bodies are functioning because of the consciousness, but we forget that consciousness. Instead, we are seeing division. We are giving importance to the divisions of consciousness with reference to each body. And therefore, sharira bhedam eva pruthak puna pratipadya iti arthaha. Such a person then, because of this angle of vision, because of this disposition, sharira bhedameva, because of sharira bhed, he sees different bodies, he sees different atmas, pruthak puna, and again, because of this disposition, he keeps attaining different bodies. This is what is being brought out in this verse. How always come to the class, just quickly go through the verses. You don't have to read the whole commentary, but when you come to the class, read the previous 12, 13, 14 verses so that you know what is the flow of the Upanishad. See how here what is being told? The result. And what is the result? Result of seeing a unity in diversity. If you don't see unity in diversity, what will be the result? You will attain to what you have been getting. What is that? You will be body conscious. Your attention is not on the unity. Don't worry about consciousness. Start from your body. Diversity is what? Husband, the son, the brother, the employee, the doctor, the friend, the cousin. These are the different roles that you play. Diversity. What is the unity? The body. Come back to the body. Every role that you play, when you are, that role is automatic. It's a default. It will express. But you maintain that you are the body. You have to be available to that. You have to be conscious of that. That this role is only an imagination. I am the body. You will find no reactions will come out of you. Others will get frustrated. Hey, why this fellow is not responding? See? And when you practice that, then you come to the breath. In breath, out breath, diversity. Who knows? I know. 1 thought, 2 thought, 10 thought, 100 thoughts, variety. diversity. Who knows? I know. Come back to the I. Be the I. So in this manner, when the energies of a person don't get dissipated, where are we, man? Yathodakam. When the energies of the person don't get dissipated and he is able to channelize them. Japa is one way of channelizing. Going to sleep is one way of channelizing. Being focused in when you are whatever job you are doing. Every one of you is doing some work. So whatever job you are doing, you have to channelize your energy, your attention. But we are experts at shifting from one point to the other to the other. Bring it to here. Bring it to the conscious principle. Just like don't allow the energies to flow out of the holes in your body without any goal. Don't allow them to do that. When you allow the energies to go through the forest of this world without any focus, without any goal, without any direction, without any purpose, without any decision, without any conviction, such a person eventually ends up in a heap. That energy is going, expressing as the various personalities that you have. The father personality, the sister personality, the brother personality. And because you are a little bit focused, you're keeping those that energy, that consciousness channelized. You allow it to express only when that person, hopefully, you only allow that person to express, the husband to express only when the wife is the reference in front of you. If wife is not there and you're still thinking of wife, oh, big problem. If you are thinking of you being the father with reference to children, but when the children are not there and still you are thinking of the children, it will lead to issues. Go further. When you are not able to channelize this consciousness, then multiple personalities expressing at any given moment, because no control, because no channelization, such a person is called schizophrenic. We are all schizophrenics in one way, but we manage it well. We show that we are in control, but actually we are all schizophrenics, multiple personalities. Schizophrenic is multiple personality disorder. We are in order. That's all. But take that order further. With regards to the world, you have kept it, you are in order. But with regards to the senses, have you got the order? With regards to the thoughts, have you got the order? With regards to the panchakoshas, have you come to be the one in control? The one who is the observer? With reference to waking, dream, sleep, Are you the one who is beyond, who is knowing it? Channelize all your energy. Don't allow the dissipation to take place. Take charge. Only attention is required, that's all. Nothing needs to be done. Only shift the attention, be aware of that Angushtha Matra, be aware of the unity in diversity, be aware of the Atmic principle, the light which is self-illuminating, and in whose light everything is known. Don't run after the relative as if that is the truth. Don't run after the illusory as if that is the truth. The Atma is the truth. Be that. Well, otherwise in this world, what is the truth of the relative world? What is the nature of relative? Relative means at this moment oh, I like this gulab jamun. I like this gulab jamun. After 5 minutes, after 3-4 of them, I don't like this gulab jamun. I like ice cream. It's so tasty, ice cream with strawberries, cold weather, and cold ice cream with hot chocolate sauce on top. Ah. And after you go through 4-5 spoons, the teeth start zzz because it's so cold. You started with great inspiration. After 4-5 spoons, let the money. Money is not important. My teeth are more important. You drop it away. This is relative. One moment you like it, next moment you dislike it. One moment it is interesting, next moment it is disinteresting. One moment you are awake, next moment you are dreaming. So don't run after the relative. We run after the relative only when we have forgotten our dharma. When we have forgotten, we are forgetful of the conscious principle that we are. And that conscious principle is not one per person. It is one without a second. Just as electricity is one without a second, but giving life to every instrument that it passes through. Similarly is this consciousness that I am. When we keep thinking about this conscious principle, automatically the conscious principle starts. The more attention you give to it, the more it starts revealing itself. The more energy it gets, the more it reveals itself. It was doing it before, but now you are aware. You are conscious of it, of its pervasiveness. How it is invigorating the intellect, how it is invigorating the mind, how it is invigorating the senses, how it is illuminating the whole world. You become conscious of it. Right now, we are just in a default mode. For that, what do we have to do? No asana, no pranayam, no pratyahar. All you have to do is be aware of the Angushtha Matra. Right now we are at dissipation. We are panchakoshas. Each kosha is taking us in different directions. The senses are taking in 5 different directions. The mind is taking us into different emotional directions. The intellectual, because of its incomplete conviction about life, it takes us into different directions. When we become attentive of this conscious principle, all the energy is harnessed. You come to the center and re-look at the whole thing. Actually speaking, when you come to the center, there will be nothing to look at. Why? When you look at the sun, after that you look around, you can't see anything. Everything is only light. And this is the light which illuminates even the sun. Sun is also because of it. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. So as mind becomes attentive initially, because it is a habit of thinking about the self, so it becomes attentive, and in the process it merges into it. Then there is nothing left to observe. Then there is nothing called diversity. There is nothing called multiplicity. Then what is there? Aham Brahmasmi, without a thought. Etad vaitata. This is that. Pursue it in this manner. Yamarajji is telling Nachiketa. We are running after an illusion. Waking dream, deep sleep is an illusion. It appears, it disappears. This day, we have taken it so seriously, it has appeared, it will disappear tonight. And you think it is the same day tomorrow. It is not. It is an absolutely brand new day. And it is not even going to last for the whole day. It is changing every damn moment. But we have hoodwinked ourselves that this is the same. So don't run after the illusion. Be attentive of the conscious principle. Be attentive of it in the center of your being. That center of your being could be the heart chakra, could be the anahat chakra, it could be the Vishuddhi chakra, it could be the Agya chakra. According to the scriptures, these are the 3 points where we have been given freedom to contemplate upon. The light of consciousness is plentifully available in these 3 points. If you go below Manipur, Swadhisthana and Mooladhara, you will get lost. In Manipur, you will get lost in greed. All the energy will go into greed. In Swadhisthana, it will go into lust, desire. And in Mooladhara, all the energy will be used for protecting yourself. Protecting yourself, protecting your future, protecting your children, protecting what you have created. And what have you created? And in this big illusion, you have created something illusory, and you are protecting that illusory that you have created. How stupid we can get. You may not like what I'm saying right now, but that is how it is. You have come to the Upanishad. Upanishad is saying this, whether you like it or not. And if you are listening to it, you must have done something in your life that these words of Upanishad are falling on your ears. See? There are millions of people. Everyone is not able to hear it. Here you are. Before we used to be live. But okay, at least in the present moment, we are interacting with each other. Don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly that I am speaking on Kathopanishad. I don't say I am speaking. Mother Shruti has given me the opportunity. It is her compassion. It is her blessing that she is ready to come out of this mouth as words. There is so much gratefulness. See? So when our attention is on the various parts, individuality is strong. When our attention is on the oneness, then individuality dissolves. When our attention is on the parts, the consciousness crystallizes as ego, as if. When our attention is on the self, then the various parts of our personality, they dissolve, they become neutralized. And when they get neutralized, because of we are not available to them, we are available to the consciousness, automatically as a result individuality dissolves. And in its place, the consciousness reveals. World is valid for us, or world is determined by us only as long as we consider ourselves as a conglomeration of these parts, the panchakoshas. If we think we are these panchakoshas, world is valid. If we come to this conviction and be the consciousness that we are, world dissolves. Because the panchakoshas dissolve, not the world dissolve, panchakosha dissolve. What happens to your panchakoshas? What happens to your body once you wake up from the dream? What happens to the dream body? Whether you were a man or a woman or a god, in the dream we can be anyone. What happens to that body once you wake up? It dissolves. Because it was an illusion. It was a dream. So is true about this waking. So contemplate in the correct manner, contemplate on the dharma, contemplate not on the anatma, but on the atma, and those who contemplate on the atma, they are called vidyavan. Yasya punar vidyavato vidyavataha vidvastaha adhikruta bheda darshanasya vishuddha vijnana ghanaikarasa madvaya rasam advayamatmanam pashyatah vijanatah मुनेः मननशीलस्य आत्मस्वरूपं कथं संभवति इति उच्यते. Those who are knowledgeable, those who are intelligent, we leave it to everyone to determine whether they are intelligent or whatever else. Whose vision of differences has been overcome, has got destroyed. Your vision of differences in the dream has got destroyed after you woke up. So who is Vidyavan? Vidyavan is such a person whose vision of maintaining the differences in this world, I'm not talking only about the waking world. A bigger difference is waking, dream, deep sleep. That is also 3 worlds. So it has got destroyed, it has got dissolved. So Bheda darshanasya Vishuddha Vijnana Ghana, and who is uh, looking at or looking at that Atma. What is that Atma? Vishuddha Vijnana Ghana Ekarasa. Vishuddha, ever pure. Visheshana Shuddha. Whenever V suffix is added, it enhances that quality. Shuddha, Vishuddha. Jnana Vigyan. So Vishuddha, exclusively pure. Vijnana, exclusively knowledgeable or self-knowledge. Ghana, homogeneous. Ghana, there are no differences in it. There is no place for anything to enter. There is one finger, then gap, then two finger, then gap, then three finger, then gap. No gap. A ghana, homogeneous mass, without any possibility of differences. Ekarasa. So here it is not said ghana with no possibility of ghana ekarasa, continuous homogeneous mass of consciousness. What is that consciousness? The word used here is Atma. Ghana ekarasa advaya, non-dual atmanam, where the differences are no longer valid. Atmanam. Pashyataha, he who sees. Vijanataha, he who knows. Munehe mananashilasya atmaswarupam katham sambhavati iti uchyate. That the one who sees, that Vijnani, that knowledgeable person, that Muni, that Rishi, Muni, whatever you, Munehe, Mananashilasya, the one who is Mananashilasya, Atma Swarupam, and such a person who has given up the Bheda Drishti, and he who is continuously established in that Vishuddha Vijnana Ghana Eka Rasa Advaya Atmanam, and sees the Atma in this manner, such a Muni, such a seeker, such a intelligent person, mananashilasya atma swarupam, and his mind is continuously coolly contemplating on this Vishuddhi Vijnana Ghana Ekarasa Advaya Atmanam. It can only happen initially it can only happen in calmness. Such a munis, such a seekers, Atma, Atma, how it is, that is being told in our next verse. This will look into it in our next class. So now what is happening? First we established the consciousness, then we saw how if someone is focused on the Bheda Drishti, they go from birth to birth, etc. Then the Bheda Drishti was neutralized. Then it was told that how do you see university in diversity? Now it is told that so the seeking is over now. Now such a person when he is living at the Atmic level, he is being the Atma, how will he function in this world? That will be told in our next verse. When there is no vision of variety, what would be the disposition of the Lord? What would be the disposition of the Lord, who is giving Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, who's talking about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, so many yogas, 18 yogas he has told. Karma Sannyas Yoga, Purushottama Yoga. He knows this whole thing is an illusion. He is able to give the Bhagavad Gita only because he is established in the self. Who? Bhagavan, Krishna. Without being established in the self, he could not have put a smorgasbord of the 18 chapters in front of Arjuna in a systematic, logical manner, and not only put it in front of it, but while putting in front of it, help him come out of his depression, out of his crisis, and come towards the conclusion, live an inspired life without attachment to anything, and see it as the Lord, that ultimately it's the divine which is functioning. What must be that Lord Bhagavan Krishna's vision? Who from our point of view, he is seeing the whole army, he is talking to Arjuna, giving Bhagavad Gita, he sees the grandfather, he sees the Dronacharya, he is between the two armies, he is the Lord, he is the charioteer. If he is established in the self, and to be established in the self, prerequisite is no bheda drishti, no validity given to the differences. How does such person perform in life? How does he perform? How does he function? We see realized masters functioning. Ammachi, a unique, hugging away. Satya Sai Baba, manifesting away. Ramana Maharishi, remaining in silence. Others, each one to his own. But what is their disposition? What is that? And we'll look at it more in our next class. So that is how the whole topic is unfolding according to the Upanishad. This is also these two verses, the previous 13th verse, 14th verse and the 15th verse. Is that correct? That was also Yathodakam. This is also Yathodakam. So both are in the same vein. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om everyone.